When last somebody drape you up, like properly grabbing your collar and drape you? Because me get the drape of my life when me see that video here the other day.
Some of the worst breakfasts that Jamaican love are one, porridge, cornmeal or oats, high glycemic grains, send up a sugar. Plus you add condensed milk to it, which is dairy that causes sinuses drain, plus sugar, which is gonna send your sugar up more. If you don't have condensed milk, you might use Lasco, which is worse. You know how much sugar in Alaska? Oh my God. Then some of you still add sugar to the porridge on top of that. This is a high glycemic breakfast that's guaranteed to spike your blood sugar. If you're not diabetic, your sugar's still gonna go up. We also love to drink tea, Milo, cocoa, whatever tea with sugar. Then you're gonna have some bread with that. Or if you don't have bread, you might do some fried dumplings. For the quick breakfast people, you're gonna be doing cereals, some of the worst things ever. Grains, refined grains, which have no fiber that spike your sugar instantly. Then, if you don't like that and you want even quicker breakfast, you're gonna be doing some cup noodles. The noodles are made from flour. It's the same thing. We are eating carbs and doing it to our detriment. Our breakfast choices in Jamaica is absolutely atrocious. Follow for more and we tell you what you must eat for breakfast.
Hello everyone and welcome to True Chats with Shen. This is where we react to things that are trending online, but we don't just react to them. We try our best to squeeze, if even just a drop of a lesson from it. So if that's your vibe or something you think you will like, please consider subscribing. And if subscribing is just too much, please at least drop a like on this video because it goes a far way. People, when I tell you said drip, when I tell you say drip, when a man say condensed milk, when a man say Lasco and sugar, mind you, I put all of them in my porridge. No, I actually get a good proper drape up. Now today's video is going to be a very short one, but I just did want to talk about this because it has me thinking about like the Jamaican diet overall. We eat so poorly. I mean, just the cooked food, the snacks, even the things that we munch on like throughout the day, so unhealthy. At the beginning of the year, you know, when you do a New Year's resolution and you start say, all right, then fitness. This year I was like, fitness is going on the top of the list because I'm turning 30 this year. I'm going to do it 30. Nobody asked me about the progress where I'm going right now still, but my intention was to turn 30 in style, giving the body is supposed to be giving. And so I started like really going in, watching like my caloric intake, actually looking at the serving sizes for food. And when I tell you say depression, I don't know say from the crackers bag, one serving of crackers is like 4 single crackers. Even though this is not something where me would have talk about on my channel on a regular basis, I wanted to really talk about it because to have a good society, we have to be good as a whole. Like as a whole person, your whole being has to be like covered and doing well in order for us to have a great and thriving society, and your health should not be overlooked. It has me in a like very odd place because, you know, when it comes to your food is a part of our culture. And I feel like, probably do another video on this, I feel like our culture is dying so much. So, you know, the food is not something that I want to like have us erase, but we have to at least consider how and what we eat. A lot of the meals that we enjoy, they are very sentimental, even though a lot of people don't see it that way, because a lot of the things that we eat are things that we, like our ancestors have developed during slavery when they weren't given the best cuts of the meat, when they were given the scraps and they had to do their best with whatever scraps they were given, and they made those meals with so much love and so much intention, and they turned out so nicely, they tasted so good. And you know, I'm like that. I like the fact that with culture, at least that there's that one thing that we have held on to over the years, and it's our food. Even with dialect kind of die out these days, but at least the food is something that we, you know, hold dear. When we fast forward to modern day society, there are a lot of us who still eat that way because we are eating for survival. A lot of us don't have the luxury of counting calories. We don't have the luxury of not eating something because it's not nutrient dense. We don't have the luxury of having like good meals that are packed with our daily dose of fibers and vitamins and all of that. We don't have the luxury of doing that because we just have to eat what we can't eat. And I always have to be like financial, you know. There are some people who them have the money, can buy the food, but them just not have the time because they have been working so hard to get the money to buy the food that them not have time for really prepare nutrient dense meals or would really nourish your body in the way we need to nourish your body. And then there are many of us who just are not in a financial place where we can prioritize health over just having a full tummy. And it's sad. It speaks to our society in more ways than we see on the surface. And I'm not trying to knock this doctor because it really is something that we do need to consider. And you know, it's not to say I don't think that we have to like fully cut out certain foods, but just have them in a specific way. Because look at even how we portion the food that we eat. We will have 1 piece of meat and 3 cups of rice and 1 scoop of vegetable. So we have the meals that we need, you know, we have the elements of the meal. We have the protein, we have the grain, which is the carbs, and we have the vegetables. But the way how we even portion the food that we eat can cause, you know, health issues. We have put this big wagga rice, it's a little piece of meat here because, you know, salting a luxury. So we can't really do too much with it because it have a stretch. And then the vegetable is basically like an afterthought. If we even find structure, like good structure in how we, you know, portion our meals, I think that could be one alternative to still be able to have like the foods that we love and still at least have health at the forefront of our mealtime, you know. But what I love about this doctor is that he actually gave us solutions. Like, you know, I just come and just tell we say don't eat or yeah eat, but him actually say, hey, this is what you should eat instead. And I really appreciated it. So let's look at what he said we should eat.
This is a video I promised about what to eat for breakfast. So there are some criteria to meet here. One, breakfast must be low carb, must be balanced with all the nutrients you need for the day. And they are going to fall in 3 categories. Those who earn minimum wage have 4 breakfasts for you. Those who are middle income earners, teachers and police. And those who are high income earners, like doctors and lawyers. So I have a breakfast for everybody. Now, this list of breakfasts are for persons primarily who have metabolic syndrome. So if you have high blood pressure, diabetes, weight problem, PCOS, any kind of cancers, any kind of dementia problem, heart disease, high cholesterol, any of those problems, this is a list of breakfasts for you. Now, if you don't have any of those problems and you want to be healthy and keep your weight down, you can also indulge. Low income earners. First thing you want to probably do is the cheapest thing, which is to have no breakfast and have lunch and dinner. It's called intermittent fasting. So you drink water for breakfast. That's 1. 2, the next thing that you want to do for every morning is to start your morning off with maybe a glass of water, room temperature warm, and a fruit. Fruit can be a grapefruit, a Jamaican apple, a star fruit, or a couple of guavas. You have this maybe an hour or a half an hour before you actually eat your breakfast. Now, the first and most filling breakfast for the low-income earners would be to have 3 boiled eggs, a little steamed callaloo with like scallion and thyme and onion, and have a nice cup of ginger or mint tea, no sugar added. The next option is to have a tin of sardine, cook that up with some onion and scallion and thyme, a fried bami on the side, maybe half a fried bami, because bami is low starch because the starch was removed to make it. Then you can have some steamed cabbage along with that, and again your cup of tea. Third healthy low cost breakfast would be to have a budget power smoothie. So this smoothie is going to be made from 12 ounces of your favorite milk. Coconut milk would be my recommendation here. You can add a half a ripe banana, just a half, or when avocado is in season, a half a avocado adds creaminess. Then you could add some greens like your lettuce or cucumber, handful of each. Gonna put into that 3 tablespoons of flaxseed, really inexpensive, a handful of peanut, because that's the cheapest nut. Some peanut butter, cinnamon, vanilla, and some sea salt. If you're a vegan, you probably want to go for a plantain cup. So use some ripe plantains to make, these cups that you see here, and you fill them up with scrambled chickpea, of course, with your favorite seasoning. If you are in the middle income and you want to be a little more adventurous, you might start your morning off with some more exotic fruits like peach, Jamaican apple, kiwi, cantaloupe. Yes, start off there. You can also start your morning off along with that with a nice glass of cool water with some lemon juice or apple cider vinegar added. This is very budget friendly for teachers and policemen and middle income earners. Then you want to start, then you want to move up now to a smoothie. Now, my favorite smoothie is this ultimate green smoothie. I have the entire video in my channel here. This is going to be made with your favorite greens, whether it be spinach or kale or some other greens. You add your almond milk, about 12 ounces of almond milk as a base. And then you move on to adding your nuts, which is going to be your almonds, and your nut butter, almond butter, some flaxseed, some chia seed, and of course add some almond extract and your pink Himalayan salt. If you don't want that, you could do an egg casserole. This is really just sauteing some vegetables, onion and scallion and thyme and tomatoes in a saucepan, adding it to eggs and then baking it in the same saucepan on the oven. If you're into cheese, you can do cheese. And then you can have some almond pancakes. So almond flour used to make pancakes along with that. And this is a very healthy breakfast along with a nice cup of matcha tea on the side. No sugar and no honey added, of course. You might want to go for a chia pudding with French scrambled eggs. So a chia pudding is made from your favorite milk, soaked in chia seeds, with your spices and topped off with your favorite berries or fruits. And your French scrambled eggs, you can Google that recipe to see how it's made. It's really easy, if you're a vegan, you might want to go for a lentil wrap. So the wrap itself is not made from flour, but from lentils. And you can use some cashew cheese along with your favorite protein, vegan protein, in as a filling with some lettuce and cabbages and different kind of vegetables. You can go for smoked salmon and avocado, yeah, along with some tossed vegetables at the side and a chai latte to wash that down. Chickpea waffles are a thing for vegans. You could do chickpea waffles and you could do that topped with tofu. Of the higher income bracket, you can also go for a Greek yogurt bowl where you start off with a base of Greek yogurt and you add to it your favorite macadamia nuts or pecans, and of course your black salt or your pink salt. And then you're gonna add into that now your favorite berries, raspberries, strawberries, blueberries. Triple berry combination is gonna be really interesting here. And then of course you're gonna be adding in some spices like your cinnamon and nutmeg to top that off on the top, and that's a really, really beautiful and filling breakfast. Another high-end breakfast would be to make a quiche, and the base of that could be something like almond flour or coconut flour or breadfruit flour to form the base, along with your favorite butter and milk. And of course you're gonna top that off with some vegetables as the bed for your quiche, and have some Chinese black tea on the side. Really high-end kind of tea that many of you will enjoy. Type in the comments your favorite among these or your favorite breakfast. Top 2 that gets the most likes, I'll make for you live this weekend. So follow the live this weekend. I'll be live Saturday. We'll be talking about insulin and obesity. So like, share, follow, and make sure put in the comments your favorite breakfast from my list. Which one you want to see me make live this weekend.
How would you look at that? All the things that he listed, all those illnesses, they are all very much so common within the Jamaican society. So many people have those illnesses, which shows us that, hey, probably we're not do the right thing when it comes to our health. And I love so much that he gave options for every single, like, different levels of earning And also vegan options for all of those. As somebody with a vegan mother, like vegan options are normally like the what left. Like nobody thinks about vegans. Let me say this though, it's not easy because when we look at some of those options that he put, as somebody where I come from eating stew chicken and dumpling for your breakfast, you come from eating a large cup of soup with 3 fried dumpling. Yeah, you know, people eat like that. It's like hard for them adjust to eating 3 boiled eggs and some kalaloo and calling it a day. That's gonna be so terrible. And let's not even get started on the tea without the sugar. For me, I know so that would be like a pain point for me. But when it comes to health, we have to make some sacrifices. Like nothing's not easy, but we still have to do them because they are important. Things can probably be hard to do at first, but you know, so habits form when you do them over time. So yeah, this is just my video trying to get us to make a conscious effort when we are thinking about the things that we put into our bodies. It's not just to fill up your belly. If we think about it, we can see why we have so many of these chronic illnesses, the sugar and the pressure, all of them something there. Or the way we eat contributes a lot to it, you know. So I'm gonna just make an effort to eat a little better and yes, preserve our culture, but also preserve our life. You know? Yeah. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you think about this video in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching, and I will definitely see you in the next one.